Abraham is somebody who, according to the Bible, God chose as to be the person who was his chosen person and his representative on earth, the person who understood God the best, God's favorite guy. And Abraham had a couple of children. One of whom was Isaac. Isaac had two sons. One of whom was Jacob. And then Jacob was ratified as the father of the people of God when his name was changed to Israel. Israel means approximately wrestles with God, wrestles with powers and wins. He's able to take on the world from its various perspectives. And then all of Jacob's children, all of Jacob's sons anyway, are the 12 tribes, and they are all Jews, and the Jews today descend genetically and mimetically. Memes are an important concept. Mimetically, or memes, refers to ideas. So in other words, for example, I or you could have converted to Judaism.
You say memes. Are we talking about, describe what you mean by that? Because memes today might be something different.
Yeah, that is true. It's very ironic in a terrible way that the incredibly important concept of memes, created by Richard Dawkins, who made up the word meme, has turned into this childish, just a picture with words attached to it. A meme is an idea that travels through human society and prevails. So, for example, if I have a religion or if I have a way of wearing shoes, and you have a religion or a way of wearing shoes, or a language, or an expression, or a way that you laugh, and one of ours becomes more popular, then our meme won. The same way like genes. Like if you and I are living in an environment, and in order to get food, you have to get really tall to get the food off the tree. And I'm able to get the food because I'm taller. You're not able to because you're not as tall. So I get all the food. I live longer. I get all the women. You don't because you can't give them food. And therefore, the next generation is going to be more like me than like you because they have my genes, my tall genes, whereas you, unfortunately, didn't pass on your short genes because you couldn't reach the food, right? So memes are, when it comes to ideas, memes is a very, very important idea, which points out that we're not only competing genetically, like which of our genes better fits the environment, so that, because they didn't used to have birth control and whatever else, so back then, well, every guy would like to fuck as much as he wants, as much as he can. And essentially, the only thing holding you back is who's going to get access to the food, the health, the women, the longevity, and all this stuff. Whoever's better suited for that environment is the one who has more access to it, and therefore, the next generation carries their genes. So memes is the idea that I could have no children, and you could have 50 children from 10 wives, and yet, if I have a better idea or better religion or better language or something else, that's an idea different than what you have that works. It's more popular with people in a certain environment, then my meme is the one that survives and your meme does not. And the truth is that humanity for the last, well, at least a few thousand years, for all of recorded history, has been more shaped, has been evolving more based on memes than based on genes. Which is why, for example, in the West today, you see there are many, many people who are incredibly wealthy and educated, and they have between 0 and 2 children. And yet, we can be sure that in 30 years, the Africans and Afghanis who come to America or to Europe, the majority of them will end up holding a great deal of the memes of these people who themselves didn't even have any kids, because those are winning memes. It doesn't mean they're good morally, but it means they work. If you know how to make money and everybody wants to make money, then people are going to speak your language and they're going to follow your culture. So a meme is literally just a distinct piece of the culture. And that's what's really been moving civilization forth. And that's why, when it comes to Jews, for example, so we are all Jewish. But yet, we definitely don't look, color-wise, the way that Jews looked thousands of years ago, because a large part of our ancestry is from people who were not descended from those Jews. Some of it is from those people who were descended from Jews who lived in Israel 1,000 years ago. But a large part is not, but we inherited the memes. In other words, the people who converted to Judaism, they took on the Jewish cultural aspects, the various memes of Judaism, and they passed it on. So there's no such thing as a pure Jewish race. Never existed. I mean, Moses, for example, at one point in the Bible, Moses' sister gets upset at him because he's married to a non-Jewish woman, a Cushite woman. So, I mean, Solomon had many wives all over the place. You have the whole book in the Bible called Ruth, about how King David, his great-great-grandmother, was actually a Moabite woman who was specifically, in the 5 books of Moses, it says that Moabite women are not allowed to marry into the Jews. But nonetheless, there was a way around it. And so therefore, we descend today from all kinds of people, including from the original stock of Jews. Genetically, we're pretty sure of that. But what we have is, definitively, is the memes that have been passed on.